Hello, this is Diné here. If you find yourself consistently not getting things done in the time that you had planned, it's worth giving yourself deadlines if you don't have that already. Reflect on your response to deadlines because I know for some it'll create stress, it'll create reduced interest in the activity, resentment towards the assignment, or even anxiety. But having deadlines on important tasks and projects, it will give you that target date and time, which will encourage you to start planning because now you'll have a certain amount of days that you can break the project up by. And this allows you to break the project up with each piece having its own deadline. Creating those subtasks will make it more manageable. It's also better than just saying to yourself, I'll get it done sometime next week, because you'll find that it's just going to keep rolling over from one day to the next day to the next day. Set deadlines that are realistic and leave time for unexpected challenges. Having deadlines can add some urgency and encourage you to stay on target, knowing that you have to double up on work if you miss what was allocated for that day. And that stress in itself will be an incentive to stay on target. For those of you creating your own deadlines, you may find it harder because there's not someone that's relying on you to have this task done by a certain date. So, a tip to get around that is to put it out there. Tell other people. Tell other people that you respect or admire. Even if they have nothing to do with it, it'll still have an impact on you wanting to get it done because you want to keep your word. Another point is the fact that it'll be out of your head. It's not in your head anymore. It's stated out loud. It's put out there, and that makes it seem more concrete and it allows it to settle in more as real. So, setting deadlines can be tricky when you're not clear on what challenges may come up during the project. And it's important not to give yourself too much time because you don't want to put it off thinking that you have enough time, and then it indirectly winds up getting put on the back burner, making it harder for you to get back on track. But you also don't want the deadline to be too tight to the point where you're feeling pressure and then you just do it just to get it done. And that results in the quality of it being compromised. But estimating how long it takes to work on a task is probably the most challenging when it comes to deadline. So if you've worked on something that was similar, then it'll be easier because you'll be able to set a more realistic deadline to that task. But when it's a project that involves some nuances that you're not sure about, then you want to give yourself some cushioning time to that subtask. So that way you can keep track of it and also for trial and error. That way, next time you have something similar to this, it'll be easier for you to set a more realistic out in terms of allocating the time for it. And it's all about experience. So basically, remember that you need to take into consideration interruptions or distractions or even your personal pace. And that'll help you to stay on track when it comes to setting deadlines for yourself. So I thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.